Hey, everybody. I never know what to say when I start. So, hello. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. I appreciate you spending time with me today. If you just stumbled onto this channel, which I can see in the chat, it's people that are returning. But if you just stumbled onto the channel, I'm Marilyn, and my channel is Making with Marilyn. So, what I'm going to do today, here in a few minutes, we'll give it just a few minutes. I'm going to unbox or open this Temu or Temu sack. Now, I'm going to be honest, I peeked in the bottom because I couldn't remember what I ordered, and I pulled one item out. That's it. So everything else is going to be not quite a surprise because I also printed off my price list, but I haven't seen it yet. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to make a shirt. And it'll be for just a really casual family get-together at my house next Sunday after my son graduates from college. So I'm going to put KU, which is Kansas University, on this shirt in bling. And then I'm going to show you some of the new colors that the Baby's Booty has in her store, and mainly in her buy-in right now. And the links to those are in the video description. So I hope y'all are having a great day. And let me know in the chat what's going on. I am just looking forward to this. I need some crafting therapy. Oh, I just realized I forgot something. So I need crafting therapy. I appreciate you guys being here with me. Hopefully if you have time and supplies, maybe you can craft too. All right, so let me say hi to some folks. And Carol Coleman, hello, thanks for being here. Silver Fox Crafting, thank you for being here. Hey, Patrice, thanks for being here. I'm going to show a couple of, at least one design of hers today too. I don't think I have the other one in here, but I want to talk about Mother's Day coming up. All right, Dawn's World of Babies and Crafting, Anita Haskins, thanks for being here. Thomasina, hi. I don't think I've seen your name in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, if you're not, maybe you just changed your name, your YouTube name, but I appreciate you being here either way. If you're new, everybody in this chat is so wonderful, so nice. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. I have a couple of moderators in here. If I don't see them and I don't answer them, somebody in the chat will. Carla Thomas Anders, hello and welcome here. Dolores White, Mrs. JB, welcome. Sharon Davis, hey, I saw you yesterday on Patrice's Zoom. It looked like maybe you had your legs up. I hope everything is going well for you. I know I saw someplace that you said you're starting to feel back to yourself, but I hope everything's doing well for you. Latoya Williams, hey, Tamu, Laura E., Louise McLean, Elevate Artistry, welcome in. Hey, Barb. Emma T. Living, hey, I'm enjoying your videos from your cruise. I feel almost like I'm there with you, except for you're having great food and fresh air, and I'm just watching you have great food and fresh air, but it's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. Jamie, how are you today? Hope you're doing fine. Hello, Chris. Hope you're doing well today. Have you pulled out that Cricut today to try to work on what we were working on yesterday? I hope so. Betty Gadd. Tianda, hey, your petitions are working. You know what I'm talking about. Most people in here know what I'm talking about. Those petitions are working. So I don't know what your next petition is, but I'd love to hear about it. Let's see. Elevate Artistry, can you tell me the right files to download in Silhouette America? And does it work with Design Space? Okay. Absolutely. So when I guess it depends on what you're doing, but if you're wanting to bring in a file and then convert it to a rhinestone template, if it's not an SVG or some type of file that's already separated for you to be able to convert, then you would have to trace it first and then convert it. If you are talking about maybe you've bought a rhinestone template, some people that sell them as EPS and PNG, not PNG, EPS and SVG. I don't know what all, because all I use is SVG. But an SVG in Silhouette will also work in Cricut. So for me, I don't think I'm saying this very well. For me, when I make a design, I make it in Silhouette Business Edition. The next one down, which I think is designer, you can also do rhinestone templates in there, but you cannot save them as SVGs. So you have to cut them on your own Silhouette machine. I don't have a Silhouette machine, and so I already owned a Cricut. So what I do is I make them in there, then I save them as SVGs. I always put the size of the design while it's still grouped together in the file name, and then it comes into Cricut just fine. Now, the one thing is, often it comes in the wrong size, and so before you ungroup it, you have to change the height and the width to match what the file size or the instructions are from the designer. So if that's not what you're asking, let me know. And then I know Craftable Things is in here. She knows all about those things too. And we'll try to get to the right answer if it wasn't quite what you were asking. All righty. Miss Nini, hello. Let's see. Chris says, I thought about trying the Cricut, but it's been just a thought. Well, you at least tried it yesterday. So, you know, maybe in a couple days, you can try it again. That was a big step for you to try it yesterday. All righty. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this Temu or Temu. I'm not sure how you say it, but things that I got from them. And so I printed out a price list. First time I printed out, I scaled it so it was all on one page. I couldn't even read it. It was so tiny. So let me go ahead and pull up my overhead camera as well. We'll get that added. Okay. Oh, yeah, trying to wean yourself off the pain meds, Sharon. Yeah, I understand that. Okay, so I showed you how a little slit. I pulled one thing out of here. That's it. My address and everything's there. So I'm going to go ahead and cut from the top. Now, when you cut into these things, you'll see the way they package them. It could be pretty easy to slice into something you bought. So I'm going to make a little slit and then make sure I'm up against the plastic and pull it open that way. This was not a huge haul. This was not a Patrice haul. This was a small haul. But I'm excited to check everything out. Okay, so the first thing that I have here, you can see it that way and see it this way so you can see how it's packaged. But this is a hat, like a baseball hat or a trucker hat or a dad hat or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so this one has this plastic thing on the inside to kind of maintain its shape, which I like. And then the thing I really love about it, it's unstructured. And so if you were on a video a while back when I was trying to do bling hats, the first one I tried was structured. The second one I tried, I didn't realize it was like, I think, a toddler. And it wasn't working out too well for me. So this one has absolutely no structure. It's just fabric. So that's going to conform to the shape of my hat press really well. We're not going to do a hat today, but maybe in the next few days. So I love the color of this. And let me find it on here. Uh-oh. Do I have it on here? Okay. Plain base. This is it. Plain baseball cap. It says embroidered letter, but I have no idea what they were talking about. I noticed that when I opened it. I'm sorry, when I ordered it, that it said something about embroidered letter. I don't know what they're talking about, but it's the color of khaki, and it was $2.78. And I really do feel like this is a nice quality hat, if you like unstructured hats. All right, see if I can put it up closer to that camera. I'm holding on to it from the inside. So there it is. Again, $2.78. I only spent $23 and something on the whole order. So we have that hat. And then let's see, I have a tape measure. And so it's just your good old-fashioned tape measure. Now, I don't know what it's made out of. Let's see how much I spent on it. It was not very much. Okay, how did things get cut off of my thing? I'm going to have to... Oh, no, I found it. 78 cents. It says I bought 2 of them. Okay, here's another one. So this one is yellow, and they come in random colors. And so 78 cents. I thought that was a good buy. I don't know how long it is. Let's pull out the very end of it. 60 inches, so 5 feet in length. And then I'm not going to get this in here right now, but it comes in this little plastic container. It's a hard plastic container with a lid. And I got the yellow one. And then the other random color I got was pink, kind of a purpley pink. Hopefully you can see that. There it is. And again, they were 78 cents. So if you're like me and you have a hard time keeping track of things, for 78 cents, I think that is a wonderful buy. All right, let's do another hat. I think I have 4 or 5 hats in here. Let me check some. Hey, D. Smith. Good afternoon to you. Temu is taking all your money, Jamie. I know. Got into the diamond painting lately. They have a bunch cheap, especially if you're wanting to try it and see if you like it. So I've been trying to really control how much I spend on there because I know I could easily throw a bunch of things in the cart. And so again, I spent $23.91. And from what I'm seeing here, I think it was well worth it. And of course, for now, shipping is free. They try to catch you off guard like they did with me the very first time, and I told people that free shipping ended, and it didn't. So if you're on their site, up in the top left corner is where I saw it. It has a countdown to when free shipping ends. It doesn't really end. Now, eventually maybe it will, but it did not end. Okay, I like this. So this is, I assume, okay, those are stretchy, so it could be a ponytail cap if you wanted it to be. And this one, the last one had like the metal thing. This one is Velcro. I actually like the Velcro. I know the others are probably considered higher quality, but I like the Velcro. And then this one is also, it's lined, but it's not structured. And so for rhinestones, that's going to be great. But isn't that cute? I love that. I think that's adorable. All right, so that one was $2.28. Now, I got 2 or 3 of these, and I don't know if you've been on Be Create's site where they call it pixie dust, or I don't remember what she calls it, but it's supposedly tiny, tiny little rhinestone bits. And so these are just really small containers. And what do they call these? Okay, I did get 3 of these. Tiny, okay, crystal tiny rhinestones. They are beads for nails. So a lot of the rhinestones that people get are like nail art. And so this is considered nail art. And just like the baby spoon tells us, I'm going to set it down on the table, hold it down. Whoops, flip some out anyway. Okay. Let's just, oh, they're tiny. And of course, I'm not going to use these on clothes, but I'm going to put them into like resin things, resin projects, things like that. Okay, let's see. So they're just tiny little crystal or glass beads. But I thought they would be really good for resin projects like keychains or earrings. I haven't done a lot of resin yet, but I'd like to do more. And so this was 89 cents. I got the blue, got this purple, which is really pretty. I'm not going to open all of them and bore you to tears, but let me go ahead and show you the color. Okay, so there's the purple. You might get a better feel for it in this camera because the color is better in this front camera. And then says I have one more in here. We'll find it here in just a minute. Okay, so here it is, pink. I wouldn't call it a hot pink, but it is a somewhat bright pink. It's not a pastel pink or anything like that. Let's see. There you go. And then the front camera. There you go. All 3 of these were 89 cents a piece. Okay, now this I'm really curious to see how well this works. These are called mini sewing machine needle threader fish. And I got 5 of them for 58 cents. Now, if you've seen me struggle with embroidery or sewing, you know I have a hard time seeing and getting thread through the needle. And so, has anyone used these fish things? Like my mom used to have a little silver disc, and it had kind of a diamond shaped thing of real thin, like wire. And she would use it. Oh, I don't know if this is going to show the details. Okay, so there's the fish. And the silver thing that you might see is a tiny little hook. And so somehow, okay, then the other thing to see is, see that opening? There we go. So that opening is supposed to help guide it to where you need it to go, like that. And then turn it over. And then this tiny little hook, teeny tiny little hook. Okay, so you push it through the needle, you put your thread on, and you pull it back through the needle. So I'm going to try that. All right, and 58 cents, super cheap. The other hats that I have, oops, I got 2 pink ones. The other hats that I have are just like that first khaki one, and I have 2 really bright pink ones. This hat came in several colors, and the different color ones might be priced slightly different. These were $2.88 each. The khaki one was $2.78, so just barely different. And then here is a turquoise. I would call that turquoise. They call it lake blue, $2.58. And then the very last 2 things in here, I think, yep. One is a camo hat. I'm just going to take it out so you can see a little bit of the detail. And then some little, what are those called? Gotta think about that for a minute. Okay, so then this camo hat also has where you can put a ponytail through it if you want to. It has the plastic thing to help it keep its shape, although they smush it in there so it doesn't keep its shape. And then this one is a distressed, and so it's camo, but it has the little, you know, fake rips in it. And that one was $2.28. Wait, nope, that was the other one. That was the animal print one. This one was $3.18. But I feel like all these hats were incredible buys, and I love all those. They're kind of a denim solid color hat, the unstructured. I love those. And those are going to be so much less expensive than what I could even run into Walmart and get. Okay, so this last thing, I can't remember. It's like a jump ring tool. And so I used to use one of these quite a bit until I lost it. And so, let's see. See the little grooves in it? When you're opening a jump ring, you're always supposed to twist it sideways. You're not supposed to pull it apart. And so basically, you put this over the jump ring, hold the jump ring with like needle nose pliers, and twist. Or you can use 2 sets of pliers and do it. But this makes it really easy. And I thought about getting another one on Amazon a while back. And I was like, no, I don't want to spend the money. 78 cents and it's free shipping. So I got it. All right, so that's it for the Temu things. And see if anyone has any questions. Yeah, Dolores, I loved all those caps. Hey, Sandra. Lena Doyle Crafting. Oh, so Lena, or Mary, I think is your real name, but Lena Doyle. Tell me, is Mary your real name? Because I used to call you Mary, and then people call you Lena. So then I started calling you Lena. Anywho, are you talking about those fish things, or what are you talking about? All right, let's just move this out of the way, and let's start blinging. And I designed this shirt. It is a super simple design. I hate to even say I designed it because it is so simple. But my son is getting ready to graduate from a program at the University of Kansas, and his graduation is next weekend. And then we're going to come back to where we live, and we're just going to have a real casual party. Have ribs and pulled pork and potato salad, all that stuff. So it's going to be casual, and we're going to just say, hey, if you have a KU shirt or a University of Kansas shirt, wear it. We want everybody to be as comfortable as possible, and we want to support the KU graduate. And so I have this blue shirt. If you have ever watched KU play basketball, which is kind of what they're known for, you know their colors are mainly blue. They have a lot of blue, a lot of white. But historically, they also had red. And so some of their things still have some red in them. So what I'm going to use today is, well, let me find my template. I forgot to get one of those chopping mats to put it on. But here's my template. It's just an outline of KU and then KU. And I used a varsity font. And when I pulled it off my mat, I only had one flock dot that didn't come out. So I'll pull that out. And then I learned the hard way. I don't know where my chopping or my cutting mat is. So one time on a video, I didn't have a chopping mat here. So I just flipped my cutting mat over and put it on the back. And I learned the hard way. It's hard to get off of those and then move it to a chopping mat, and you can easily stretch it. So I got chopping mats just right over there. So y'all keep each other entertained. Say hi to each other. Hey, Tracy, I see you came in. Hey, Heather. Hey, Elena T. American Mix would be cute with that, but I'm going to go with, since their colors are mainly blue. When you think of KU, you think of KU blue. I'm going to go with mainly blues, and I'm actually going to do Sapphire and Sapphire AB. And I did not make this as an ombre shirt, but we're going to figure out how to make ombre out of this just by hand. So give me just a minute as I step on the plastic stuff. All right. So I got these chopping mats off of Amazon. They're very much like the ones that you get at the Dollar Tree, except for they are larger. Now, it seems like somebody recently said they have the larger ones now through the Dollar Tree, but I don't know. I haven't been in there recently. I'm just going to stick it down. And if you're new to rhinestones, this is a rhinestone flock. So this is made to actually be cut out for rhinestone templates. And again, I didn't make it ombre, but then I wished I would have. And I wasn't feeling like cutting it out again. So to do ombre by hand, I haven't done this before, but I think it'll work. It'll work well enough. Is I'm going to put a strip of this painter's tape down the middle. We'll see how this works. All right. Oh, I'm not sure how I'll get the painter's tape up without disrupting the other stones, but we're experimenting today. Okay, so I'm putting the painter's tape down the middle, and hopefully, well, let me move it up a little bit. I'm trying to make it where I leave complete holes and not partial holes. All right, that looks okay. And then to get a little bit of red in, since that was a traditional color, for the outline, I'm going to use this light cyan. Now, one of the new colors that the Baby's Booty has in her Hot Fix store, so her buy now for those things that you want to get really quickly, she has this new color called Candy Apple. And I love it, but I think it might be a little too bright. I don't want to compete with the blue. And so that's its color. And then the color I'm going to use is still a very bright and beautiful red, but it's not going to try to steal the show from the blue. So you see they're super, super close. It's hard to even tell in this upper camera, but this Candy Apple red is really, really bright. Okay, so that's one of her new colors in her buy now, which is hotfixfix.store. Okay. Thanks, Jamie. We're going to try. Hey, Sheila Cushionberry, thanks for coming in. And then, so for any of you that are curious about rhinestone templates or rhinestones or rhinestone materials, the shirt I'm wearing, it's a mom shirt that I made for my mother-in-law. And then I made one for myself because I liked it. And this template's in my store. And then Patrice at Craftable Things, she has a lot of different templates. Now, I don't know if this is in her store yet or if it's going to be in her store, but she has tons of beautiful designs. So look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So another mom type template. So she has beautiful, beautiful, really nice templates. And we just did this one yesterday on a Zoom. All right. And this is just a paint trim brush. And I'm just going to, well, actually, let's put some more tape on because I don't want my red stones going down into the KU part and then having to pull those out. So I like to put as many parts of the template on one piece of flock as possible and try to be as efficient with the flock as possible because it's kind of pricey. Now, if you have a t-shirt business and you're selling shirts, then I wouldn't consider it too pricey. As long as you're able to sell multiple shirts from the same template. But if you're making these for yourselves or gifts, again, it's super worth it, but it can be a little pricey. So I like to be able to put as much of my template on one piece of flock. I think I already told you this was from a Varsity font. And so usually when you're doing letters and you're trying to layer them like with an outline, usually you have your main letters and then you do a second set of those letters as an offset, and you can use that offset as your outline. But with Varsity, it already comes with multiple layers, and so I just separated my layers, and the outside layer is what I used for my outline, and then the middle layer I got rid of, and then the bottom layer, oops, I don't have my flock down flat here, so I have stones going under it. And then the bottom layer, or the innermost layer, is what I used to make this down here. Okay, so also if you're new to rhinestones, these are Hot Fix rhinestones. And a Hot Fix rhinestone has an adhesive on the back. And one time in an Amazon review or something, I can't remember, but somebody had asked a question about the rhinestones that this person was selling, or this company was selling, and they asked, is there adhesive on the back? And somebody just brutally basically made them sound like they were an idiot for thinking there might be adhesive on the back. Because when we think of adhesive, we think of liquid. But these do, in fact, have an adhesive on the back. It's dry, and then when you heat it, that glue melts and then sticks to the shirt, and then as it cools, well, you don't have to wait for it to cool, but it melts to the shirt. Long story short, Hot Fix rhinestones come with adhesive on the back, and it's heat activated. All right, so move those out of the way. And Patrice, did you tell me to turn my heat press on? I don't think so. She usually blames everybody for not telling her so. Let's see. Hey, Niall. Yes, the Best Uni has rhinestone templates in her store also, which is Nisha or Nisha 9. Nesha. I think it's Nisha 9. Hey, Lisa Wells. Hey, 755. Eva Marie, thank you for being here. All right, Sheila. Appreciate you stopping in. Okay, so I want to go ahead and move these extra rhinestones over here out of the way so that when I pick up my rhinestones with my hot fix tape, wherever it is, I don't accidentally pick up extra stones. Okay, I knew I cut it. Heat press on. Thanks, Jamie. Okay, so hot fix tape, if you are new to rhinestones, is a sticky tape similar to like what you might use for other transfer tapes, but this one is really sticky and it will withstand heat. It's not going to melt. And so hopefully I left enough room between my computer and my KU. So this is one of the nerve-wracking parts of doing rhinestones, is putting this down, because if it touches any of the rhinestones, you just have to keep going downward with it. You cannot change your mind. So we're going right there. And the first times you do it, it's really, really difficult. I mean, some people don't find that, but the first times I did, I found it to be really, really difficult. And so with practice, you know, if you do this and you're starting out, start with some small little templates, kind of get used to the process, because it definitely becomes easier after that. The other thing is my hot fix tape is pretty large, and I should have had it a little smaller, because it's just easier if your hot fix tape isn't a lot larger than your flock, because it's hard to pull up off the mat. But it will be fine. So I'm just going to slowly pull these up. Hey, Kevin. And happy birthday, Kevin. This is your bling party. Slowly pull this up. And then if you see any that stay in the holes, you're going to put it back down, rub on the top, and then pull it back up again. So y'all, today, I'm pretty sure, Kevin, right? Today's your birthday. So if you hang out in the YouTube streets and see Kevin in chat, please say happy birthday to him. Assuming I'm right, it really is his birthday. All right, so that looks good. I'm just going to flip it upside down until my shirt's ready. Now, I want to pre-press my shirt. And so I'm going to put this on the press. The press is at 269 right now. It's on its way up to 350, but that's hot enough to pre-press it. So I'm going to pre-press it, get some moisture out of it, and then have a nice smooth surface to put this on. Oh, Kevin, it's you should be doing things on your birthday, but thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. So Jamie says, took her 5 times. First time she was trying to pick up her rhinestones with the transfer tape. Karen D tried so hard not to laugh at me. What a nice cousin. Miss JB, it's your birthday too. Happy birthday. Hey, Uni. Welcome in. We got some birthdays going on here. All right, so my shirt's ready. You guys are birthday twins. So my birthday is actually the same day as my sister's, but hers is 6 years. She was born 6 years before I was. Kind of a special thing to share a birthday with somebody. All right, I have stones everywhere, so this is not what you should do, but for now I'm just going to move them off to the side here so we can move on. and get the first layer pressed onto my shirt. And then we're going to try to do this ombre making by hand. Not the ideal way to do it, but again, I did not want to recut my template, so I didn't take the time to redesign it and recut it. I'm getting rhinestones everywhere. I should be using this and not my sticky hand. Out eating, Miss JB. Hope you have a good lunch or supper. No, or in the middle of lunch and supper. Hope you're having something good. I thought I was the only one who said birthday twin. Tracy. Yes, ma'am. You are correct. All right, so it's a V-neck. The V's down to here. I'm just going to come down about an inch from that. A lot of people will do the 3 fingers or 3 inches from the collar, but that's usually when it's a rounded collar. With it being a V-neck, it's going to come down lower already. And so I'm going to assume that the K and the U are about the same size. Close enough. Y'all know how I am about this kind of stuff. I'm ridiculous. But I can see at the bottom of the V about where this needs to go. And nobody's going to say a word to me about it being off a little bit if it is. But y'all know I'm going to get that ruler out, use my ruler. You know it, Chris, right? You know it. So the way the K is over here and the U is over there, I'm going to measure to the side. That is right at 6 inches. And the armpit, okay, from the armpit over, it's 6 1/4. This armpit's rolled back a little bit, but we're going to go with it. That's pretty close. Now, let's see if it's straight. It's not quite straight. Darn it. I wanted it to be straight enough, and it probably was straight enough. When you move your hot fix tape, don't just drag it, because you can slide those stones right off that hot fix tape. So you want to lift it up and be gentle with it. And I found that out the hard way because I was dragging it and then my stones were moving, like I just shifted one there a little bit. All right, check it out, check it over, make sure I like everything, because once you press this on, it's not easy to fix it. Now you can, like I have a little wand tool, and I will heat a stone up and move it off and put another stone on if it's too bad. But I think this will be great. We're going to go ahead and heat that on. And the instructions come on your boxes if you buy these from the Baby's Booty. And it says, for best results, apply with heat press 350 degrees for 12 seconds. And I have mine set at 15 seconds, but they worked out well for me, so I just stay with that. And then Baby's Booty tells us go ahead and peel it off. And all those rhinestones stay down. So if you have one upside down, like I noticed after, I don't remember, it was a Zoom yesterday or Friday night, the live. After I pulled my sheet up, I had one still stuck to it, and I wondered why it didn't stay down. It was upside down. And so the adhesive was stuck to the transfer tape and not to the shirt. So I just put another stone on it and then pressed it back down. It was fine. Let's see what we have so far. Here's the shirt so far. And, you know, if you wanted to sell shirts that had rhinestones on them for really a price point that everybody could afford, you could just do something with an outline. Those are pretty too. I'm going to add more bling. Yep, Chris, it was ruler time. Rulers are our friends, says Jamie. I like that. Hey, Lily Simple Creations, Marta. Are those Gloria Vanderbilt jeans? No, I doubt it. I don't think I've bought anything name brand for years and years and years. Hey, Eve. It's the only pair of jeans I have that fits me anymore. So if you see these on me in every live, that's just the way it is. All right. Stone those jeans. They have stones on them already. But if I ever, decide I should actually buy another pair of jeans, I will put some stones on them. Okay, so what you can do, I don't think it's necessary in this case because there's not that many ripples in this, but if there's a lot of ripples in it and it's still perfectly sticky, you can lay it back down and try to smooth it out some. I don't know if you can see. Well, let me show you. So notice ripples over here, very few ripples there where I pressed it back down. I like to do this. It makes me feel more confident that I'm not going to get a wonky design. But most people don't. It's not necessary. It's just the thing that, that I do because I'm that way. All right. So now the test starts. I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. So Eve, what I'm doing is I cut this template out, and then I wished I would have done an ombre design. And so I'm just putting a piece of tape in the middle, and we're going to do the top half in sapphire. We're going to do the bottom half in sapphire AB. Then we're going to attempt to pull the tape up. And then we're going to mix them in the middle somehow. Somehow. It's going to work out fine. Right. And I don't really want to pull my stones up before I do it, or I won't know what holes haven't been filled. That was my southern drawl coming out. Filled. Couldn't cut the boy mom to cut. I just got circles. I'm sure it is me, D. Smith. Okay, so D. Smith. Well, craftable things. Chat with D. Smith if you want. I can't remember. So it is circles. It's just circles in the shape of a football, I think. I can't remember because I was going to do the mom to both one. Okay, it is hot in here. We're turning that thing off. All right, so these are the sapphire, the regular sapphire. And just going to dump those on the top half. I'm doing my circular motions again. Bling her jean jacket. I did get it's a jean jacket. So the shirt jacket things, I got a black jean jacket at TJ Maxx on clearance a couple weeks ago. And I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put on the back of it. And then I'm gonna bling that jacket. And I have an idea of what to put on it, but I'm not totally sure. It's something I saw somebody on TV wearing on some type of jacket. And I thought it was really cute. And it was pretty cute, but it was also a fairly easy design to make. I mean, not that mine would be exactly like theirs. It was just the inspiration for it. And so stay tuned. Sometime between now and next fall, I'm going to bling that jacket. Because all of a sudden, the weather here, even though 2 weeks ago it was getting down to below freezing at night, all of a sudden the weather here is hot. Denise Smith, thank you for saying happy birthday. Lots of people saying happy birthday to Kevin, Mrs. JB. Happy day. Mrs. JB's out dining on something for her birthday. Aren't these stones gorgeous? Okay, so I have my extra red stones over there. So we're going to go a different direction with these. And maybe I'll actually take the time to put them up like everyone should between layers. I just don't want to keep you guys on here for very long. So if you're just coming in, the first 20 minutes or so was a Temu. I wouldn't call it a haul because I only bought less than $24 worth of stuff, but a Temu type haul. And I got some great hats for bling. And so very quickly, oops, got a red rhinestone stuck to that. Very quickly before I get off of here, I'll show those hats to you because I really thought for $2 and something they were just an awesome buy. If you're wanting to get into selling your rhinestone goods, they're fine hats. If you buy some, I would recommend buy one or two to make sure that they meet the standards that you want, but I think they're great. My first, oops, I moved some over here. My first Temu purchase took right at about 14 days to get here, but it got close to here and then it went like 4 states away and then it came back. This time, I think it took 10 days, right at about 10 days. And of course, I keep touching my design and moving stones. We are all so used to Amazon and, 2-day shipping, or some people get same-day shipping, I think, from Amazon. We don't have that here, but I live in a little bitty place. But I get things in 2 days. And so you have to be patient if you are buying from Temu. So I'm really struggling here, guys, but I'm gonna make it. So have you ordered from Temu? And if you did you like what you got? And would you order again? And what did you order? So to me, since they have free shipping, I like to put my toe in and get a few things and then get those back before I move on. Oh, good. Jamie's rushing in the stones for Patrice's Mama pattern. Decided to do 3 colors for the solid outline. We'll see if I go crazy with the masking tape. Jamie, weren't you suggesting the Murica mix? How about you just make up your own mix real quick and throw that mix in there? Hi, Minowa. Do 1 color on the top. Careful to only... I might do that. I think that might be a good idea. I think what you're saying is put the transfer tape over the top and then do the bottom. Put the transfer tape over the bottom. And then I could set my stones back in there to see what I'm missing in the middle. I think I might try that. What's the worst thing that can happen, right? I ruin it and I do another one. It's a t-shirt. It's not a big deal, but I'm not going to ruin it. It's going to be great. One of my first lives, one of my very first lives by myself, I was doing a rhinestone design, and I think it was Let It Snow, which Tionda, if you're in here, you know the Let It Snow one. And I swear I was getting up, I was walking around the table doing things from here, there, and everywhere. It was a hot mess, as Patrice would say. But in the end, it was gorgeous. Turned out perfectly fine. I am going to do what you said. Because I can just chop down the transfer tape. Transfer tape is inexpensive. That's what I'm doing. Okay, let me grab. Now I'll just use what I used. All right, is that wide enough? Nope. Okay, hopefully I cut that so it's tall enough. And then, like I said last time, you don't want it way off of your flock if you can help it, because when it sticks to your table or your mat underneath, it makes it a little bit harder. So I cut it down some. I do like to have some extra space so when I drop it, my fingers aren't right by the stone. Remove your painter's tape and brush in your second color, but not all the way to the top. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put I don't know if this is the right thing, so I'm going to try. Let's put that down. And then I'm going to leave that there. That's what I'm doing. I don't know if that was right, but that's what I'm doing. I don't know if I should have done that. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So, Elevate Archery says, I think I'm going to leave rhinestones alone. Okay, this is probably not the best way to do this, but it's going to be the way I do it today, I guess. So I want to, I don't know what I want to do, but what I'm going to do is cut back this tape, I think. Y'all think I'm doing the right thing or the wrong thing? I'm leaving it for now. We're moving on. Moving on. Moving on. I have an idea. Jamie, that sounds so enticing. Move to the dark side. Move to the bling side. Oh, hey, Laverne, aka Up Design. All right, so I'm going to put these like this, and then I think I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to then, I don't know. Yeah, I know. I'm going to block off what I don't want to fill this next time. It probably would have been faster just to recut the whole thing. But you'll learn what not to do. Jamie been watching Star Wars all weekend. Is this a anniversary of Star Wars? Is it a special thing? Is there a new Star Wars something coming out that I should know about that I don't know about? Thanks, Lisa. Yeah, so Kevin was on the Zoom, and he wanted to have a bling party. I'm not sure that's what he called it, but a bling-a-thon, a bling party, bling bash. He wanted to bling, or at least wanted somebody to bling. Okay. Oh, okay. I get it. May the 4th be with you. So, but shouldn't that have been 3 days ago? I get it. I knew that. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan. I was a Star, now don't get upset anybody. I was a Star Trek fan. And I'm not sure that people can really be both. Can you be a big Star Wars fan and a big Star Trek fan? And by Star Trek, I'm talking about the original Star Trek. I was not a big Next Generation Star Trek fan. I was too loyal. All right. So far it's pretty. I have my plain sapphire up top. I have my sapphire AB down here. And then I have a definite plan for how I'm going to finish this off. It may not be the right plan, but I have a definite plan. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up the stones, and then I'm going to, hopefully the tape won't come up with it. I'll make sure the tape stays down. That way I know what to tape off. And then I think I'm not even going to do it by hand. I think I'm going to mix sapphire and sapphire AB together in a really small quantity and just dump that on, see what I get. You think that's a good idea? So Jamie, which was your favorite? The original or the next generation? I just don't know how it gets better than Leonard Nimoy for Spock. Alrighty. Do I have them all filled in? Chris, do you have me on your big 72-inch TV screen? And if so, how's that looking? So Lisa Wells says, question, would there even be a Star Wars had there not been a Star Trek to inspire Lucas? Patrice, you have a contractor there. What are you doing? What's going on at your house? You getting electrical work done too, or bathroom fixtures changed out? Okay. That is not the way I'm going to do this. All right, so I'm just going to put a piece of paper under here and get rid of those stones, or move them out of the way. Hey, Deborah Garrett. Hope you're doing well. And has Oklahoma turned drastically hot like it has here? Probably so. No, Chris, it's okay. I think they're all filled in. It's all good. I really don't want to be on a 72-inch TV anyway. You know how that goes with me. Okay, so I'm going to pick these up. All right, that went smoothly. All right, so now my two pieces of hot fix tape are layered or whatever. They're stuck together. So the design is going to stay where it should. The bottom relative to the top. And y'all, can you see how profusely I am sweating on here? It's so hot and I'm stressed. Okay, so that's cute so far. I don't want it to touch itself, but that's hard to see. If I turn it around backwards, you can at least see what I'm dealing with. There, you can kind of see it in the overhead camera. All right, we're going to set that to the side. I'll probably do this in 2 presses. And so I'm going to move this piece of tape to cover the holes right above that tape. I have no idea how well it's going to work, but it's what I'm going to do. And then I need to figure out how to know exactly where to put my next piece of tape. So I'm just going to put it over here off to the side. And before I take this all the way off, I know I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes exposed. So, is that 6? Yep, that's 6. Let's see, Marilyn, do you know if I use the Cricut heat press to press my bling, will it work? If so, how much pressure am I needing for it to work? How long might I need to heat it? So Lisa Wells, Eve was talking about this just the other day, that when she used her Cricut Easy Press, it will work, but it takes a little more work. And some people have found that if it's not done just quite right, some of those stones can fall off. So what I would do is I would preheat my material. I might even preheat the back of it. And then when you put your design down, I would put firm pressure on it. Yeah, I would put quite a bit of pressure, because that's the benefit of the heat press, is it puts firm, even pressure. And so I put a lot of pressure on it. You're still going to use the 350 for 12, 15. I do 15. The instructions say 12. And then what people in the chat, in Eve's chat, were saying is turn it over. So if it's a shirt, flip it inside out and then do the back side as well so that you know that heat gets to the adhesive. And then maybe start small. So has anyone else in the chat used a Cricut Easy Press 2 or a Cricut Easy Press, because it doesn't have to go that high, to do their bling, and did it work out well for you? All right, I don't want to make too much of this mix because I don't want to waste it. And so I might make a little bit too little, I don't know, and then fill in. I'm just going to take a guess at what it needs to be. And I want the number of stones to be generally about the same. This is not going to be, a great ombre because it's totally random, but maybe it will be a great ombre. So mix those up. Mix. Let's see. Coretta says, I've used an Easy Press and everything was fine. Just use firm pressure and heat. Okay, so use firm pressure and then also heat it from the back, I think is what she means, like I was talking about. So I probably am way off on the quantity I need, but again, I didn't want to make too much and then have to separate the stones from each other. Now, once I get this pressed in, what I could do is I could gently put the last piece of transfer tape back over it and just make sure it all lines up perfectly. I don't think I'm going to do it that way. I think I'm going to press that layer on first and add this in. I have tried doing it the other way before, and what happens is if you're not exact and you've let it touch these, then you have to scrape those off. And so I'm used to doing layers, and so for me, I'm going to find it easier and I'm going to have more peace of mind to just put a second piece of hot transfer tape over this and do 2 presses. So let's turn the heat press back on. Okay, Valerie's used Easy Press 2 and it was fine. Awesome. Okay, so for larger things, yes, if your daughter has a heat press, I would say for larger things you could do that. Now what you could do is you could go ahead and put it on with the Cricut Easy Press, and then you could eventually go over to her house and do a second press just so that you know everything is really firmly attached. But I don't know that that's necessary. How far away from you does your daughter live? Y'all, if I got the number, no, it's not going to be exact. I was going to say, if I got the number exact, I need to be playing the lottery. But I think I'm going to have 15 too many stones on here, and I have a few more in the cap. So I can either just make this a mix that I use from now on, or I can take 20 minutes and then separate the stones and put them back where they go. And these are easy enough to tell apart that really wouldn't be a big deal. And if you're talking hundreds, that's kind of a big deal. But this will be. And I don't know, I'm not doing a very good job of brushing these in. I think the tape is messing with me. All right. We'll call this the random pattern and not the ombre pattern. Okay, I think I got all the holes filled, and I have probably 25 extra stones over there, probably 25 here, maybe more. I don't know. They're so little. Could be more than that. But not so many that it's going to be a big deal if I need to go back in and separate those. Oh, that's good. Yeah, Lisa. So you could make up all your shirts and things like that, and then next time you go over there, just take them all with you. I was going to buy the auto press Patrice showed us, but they sold out. Oh no. So you talk about her Vivor auto press. I like the looks of that, and I really love how it lifts up nice and high. For rhinestones, the HTV auto press does a great job. And yes, you can make it work. You can slide your shirt in and all, but I'm going to say that that press that Patrice is using, as long as you don't need larger than 12 by 15, and most people for rhinestones don't, but I would love to have the more room, the more clearance to be able to put my shirt and everything under it. Okay. So now this next part I've gotten better at. I used to really be bad at it, because when your design is just right, you think the stone should fall in just right. And what I have found is that oftentimes you have to stretch your t-shirts and maneuver your t-shirts so that they fit in perfectly. And I assume that is because a t-shirt is stretchy, so maybe it's just out of shape a little bit, or maybe when you heat it, it contracts a little bit. I'm not really sure, but I have found that I have to take a decent amount of time to get my layers to go in the way I want them. And I don't want to rush it, because you'll be really sad if you rush it and then you're like, oh, I should have had that a little different. All right, let's pull this down a little bit. Hopefully you can see that. You'll see it in the front camera better. Okay, so my K and my U. I'm going to go ahead and stand up. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, I do like color on color, but it's so hard to see the blue stones on the blue shirt. Especially when you're trying to see through transfer tape. Okay, so I'm going to shift my shirt over just a little bit. Oh, not that much. And what I don't want to do is accidentally get the stones on top of the other layer. So I'm going to pull this red layer up a tiny bit. And okay, the glare of the camera is messing with me. Is my head right in that? You can see that my roots need re-dyed, right? Okay, I feel like this bottom one needs to shift, that the blue stones need to shift a little bit to the right. So I'm going to pull that up and just lay my shirt back down. And then we are going to really hope that the middle layer fits in there really nicely. What did I do with that middle layer? I lost it. Did I put it that way, guys? Or did I put it that way? Or did I put it behind me? Did I just stick it to my shirt? What did I do with my little middle layer? Oh, please don't be under there. Does anybody know whether I put it over there or over here? Oh, I found it. Okay. I'm not putting it down, so if you're like, Marilyn, don't do that yet. I just want to kind of see, does that look like it's going to be It's going to be fine. It is going to be fine. If I need to, I can cut the letters apart on that next layer and fit them in that way. All right, so did anyone in here know which way I went with it? On the right. Gina says, on right. You are so right. Yeah, Gina, I gotta make sure I don't put the wrong stones in the wrong container because I have 2 little ice chippers that I did that. And so yesterday on Patrice's Zoom, after I got done with my shirt, I spent the next hour starting to sort those. It's the only time I've done that, but it was not good. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty. So I'm gonna let this cool off just a little bit before I start putting those stones down, just for 30 seconds or so. Hey, Karen D. Happy Sunday. Watching the game. Hey, Tamika Cole. Thanks for coming in. All right. You always have nice looking shirts. Where do you get your t-shirt blanks? And are they expensive? Love that blue of the shirt. So I get a lot of mine, believe it or not, from the Dollar General. Now, you'd get them cheaper if you ordered them from Jiffy Shirt. This is a Fruit of the Loom, and this is their soft style version, their V-neck soft style version. At Dollar General, it replaced the Gildan V-neck soft style version. And so it's Fruit of the Loom V-neck soft style. Because I do sell some shirts, but not tons. I don't order like a lot to keep on hand. All right. I think I am going to cut these apart. It's just going to make it easier on me to focus on one side and not have to hold this other side up. And I don't really have this left side lined up very well on the bottom half. Okay, I think that looks good. I don't think anybody's going to notice that. I don't really love how many of the ABs are up here against that. I don't think people are going to notice that. Okay, let's go over to this side. Sorry, guys, I'm concentrating. The 755 would say, silence. Whew, it's hot in here. Okay, don't do it the way I'm doing it. It is just not the best way. Pretty hard, like the t-shirt and everything. That's right. Oh, so like a animal print, but a big one, like a really big heart. I can do that. All right, I think that looks good. Let me pick it up, really look at it. I'm almost really happy with that. There's more gap between the top and my layer versus the bottom of my layer. So all I'm going to do is try to maneuver my shirt down a tiny bit. And I have a stone that I picked up that didn't stay down up there. I don't know why it didn't, but it didn't. So I'll repress that on in a few minutes. All right, good enough. It's my shirt. It looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. Make sure. Yep. Oh, thanks, Kevin. Yes, so I did the outline first. Is there a situation this would not be the course of action? Let me think. So everybody that's in the chat that does rhinestones, do you do the outline first and then you do the inside after that? Or do you do the inside then the outside? To me, I kind of like doing the outside first because I can arrange my stones inside of it. Whereas I'm afraid if the inside isn't quite right, the outside's not going to fit. I don't know if that's right or wrong. It's the way that makes the most sense to me. But I would assume you could do it either way. Now I have one stone that didn't stay on. So let me press that last one. And then we'll be done with that. And then I just want to show a few more things that we've worked on over the last few days. And then I'll show you my hats from Temu. If you came in late, I need one stone. Probably easier to do this with tweezers, but that works. Yeah, at least I'm not sure if that's the best way, but it's just what I do. Okay, so here it is. And originally I was just going to make it all one color blue on the inside with the red outline. Let me go ahead and let's see. But I do like having that slight difference in the color that the AB adds to the bottom. So can y'all see where I had to piece that in? Is there anything bad about it? It's not as good of an ombre as if I would have done the ombre in the design and cut 2 layers, but I'm happy with it. I'm very, very happy with it. I think I'm gonna love wearing it. It's gonna make it a really comfy party to be able to wear a t-shirt. And so that's what I'm making today, just to show you guys a few things. So I have my mom design on my shirt. It's an easy design to do. It's an easy template to brush in. And then yesterday on a Zoom, Patrice has gorgeous templates, and I made this mama shirt. I don't know if it's in her store yet. It might be, but I don't think it was this morning. Thanks, Patrice. So Patrice, is this design in your store yet, or is it not there yet? And she did this in like 4 different ways. And so I did the one that's just an outline the inside. She also has the inside as ombre. She has one that also has a second layer of outline around it. The shirt she did with it is gorgeous, and it was a more detailed shirt. So if you're looking for a mom design, she has some on her store or in her store, and I put her link there. I have this in my store. If you are interested in some new AB neon stones, I made this shirt. I think it was Friday night on Patrice's live. And so I dripped something on it. I already wore it and got it dirty. And I wasn't going to show you. And I was like, yeah, it'll be okay. They're human too. But this is a new, I guess, collection of stones that the Baby Spooty has in her hotfixfix.store. So her buy now option, that's where you get smaller containers at the retail prices. She has a huge, huge collection of stones in that. And then if you're looking to get some larger quantities of rhinestones, then you would go to the buy-in. Today's the last day of this month's buy-in. She'll have one in another month, or it'll end in another month or so. But if you're interested in the buy-in, where you get the large quantities at more of a wholesale price, then you'll want to check out the babiesbooty.store. Excuse me. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. I just needed some drinks. One thing that I made, I think it was Friday night. This was, let's see, that's a neon purple, which she has in her buy-in. And then the new neon ABs, that was a neon purple AB. So I made that. She also has a couple new Metalites colors. One is silver citrine. And so, well, let me get this one back on. Silver citrine means it has a silver rim around it, and the color is citrine. So it's a Yellowstone. Excuse me. Okay, if I talk, I'm going to start coughing. All right, there's the silver citrine. And then another new one that she has. And then I'm probably going to get off here because I'm having a difficult time. So another new stone she has is silver orange. And so the first word describes the outside color, the metal color, and the second word describes the inside. So that's silver orange. Okay, I think I'm okay now. Alrighty. So the hats that I got off of Temu, and I do have a link if you've never ordered from Temu. As a first time, like you start your account and order, you can get a 30% discount. And so I have a link to that below, but I have, let me just change this. Okay, so I have the khaki colored hat. These are all unstructured, so they'll go on to a hat press or whatever you're using nicely to add rhinestones to it. I have this turquoise color. I got two of these pink colors, and these came in, I don't know, 10, 15 colors. And then I got a couple of other ones, like an animal print, and you can put a ponytail through it or a bun through it or whatever. Well, a bun would be more up there. These are ponytail hats. And then this camo one that has some distressed on it. It has the ponytail holder. These are also unstructured. And I got a few other little things. Like I got the pixie dust rhinestones, little bitty rhinestones. And I got those in 3 different colors. The hats were all $2 and something. One of them might have been $3. There's my little, I call it pixie dust. Couple of tape measures for under $1 each. This was under $1 each. And then my little fish tool to get the thread through my embroidery needle or my sewing needle. And then this little, what's it called? Jump ring tool. So anyway, it was a good haul. If you want to see it, start from the beginning. It took the first 15 or 20 minutes. Spent under $24. And I think that's it. So let's see if you guys have any questions. Okay, so Chris, we might need to have a phone call over that. That might be more than what I can tell you. Just bought the template from Rhinestone Mechanic. It's just words. When I click make it, it doesn't show up on the map. What did I do wrong? We might have to problem solve that. If anybody has any ideas, let her know. So I'm working on this one right now. I'm a bit confused. Do I use the outline then put the 2 color ones inside, or no outline, just the 2 color ones. So what template are you talking about? You're welcome, Craftable Things. Thanks for being here. I haven't used the rhinestones from there. I use the Baby's Booties rhinestones, and I'm thrilled with them, and her prices through her buy-in are incredible. So I have not used any from there. Logo that I asked you about earlier last month, I decided to do sublimation and use the crushed ice AB. Oh, I bet that turned out pretty. Okay, so Lisa Wells, you're talking about the mama. So you're talking about Patrice's mama. So I did the one with just the outline and then 1 set of stones inside. So let me see. Get confused. Do I use the outline and then put the 2 color ones inside, or no outline, just 2 color ones? So if the picture of the one that you downloaded and you went with had an outline and it had like an ombre, like 2 colors, then you would separate all 3 of those layers and you would cut them each separately and then layer them in. Okay, and Patrice says just the outline first. Give me just a second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Take care of my nose. All right, so Lisa, does that make sense? You do, so she's saying do the outline first, and then if you're talking about the mama in the ombre, you're going to cut those as separate layers, and you'll layer those in individually. Okay, so I think you know what you're doing now. All right, well, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have the rest of your day is a good Sunday. And let's see, the Baby's Booty will be on tonight. I'm in the Central Time Zone, and so she comes on 8 Central Time. And today, again, is the last day of this month's buy-in. Okay, Chris says, Patrice's mama went to Matt. Okay, so when you hit make it, what Patrice did, you could see it on the map. And so the way he does his designs are a little bit different. They still work beautifully. He has gorgeous designs. But I did help another lady with trying to figure out how to get it to work all right. And so, Chris, send me an email or send me a little video clip of what you're seeing, and I'll help you. So the Montana colors, oh, mama colors. Okay, so on my shirt, the outline of mama is the same color that I used today, and it is light cyan. And then the inside of my mama, that is crystal, plain old crystal, and they're beautiful. You can also get crystal AB, which is beautiful and blingy, but you see all the iridescent colors on top of those. But yeah, I just went for, I thought on this black shirt, it would just be pretty to have a bright red and then the crystal. Okay, so I don't see any other questions, so I'm going to go ahead and end the broadcast, but thanks, Lisa. I hope you guys have a great day, and until, thanks. Thank you. I like how it turned out. All right, I'll see you next time.